This is my very favorite redfish fly. It's a little bit complicated. You got to spin some deer hair, but it's well worth the outcome. When I usually do these, I usually do a whole bunch of them. Tonight I've worked on about 30 of them, and I'm going to run you through it. First step is, of course, tying on the eye. This is a 6/32 lead eye, or a small, on a Dairiki 930 number 2 hook. The very first bit is we've got to cover the lead eyes with some chenille. This is a tan medium chenille. And I'm going to whip finish this. Okay, we've got the chenille on the head. I'm switching threads now. I was using Flymaster Plus. I'm stepping down to 6/0. This is tan again. I start about right where you'd touch the hook point, and I tie back. And I tie back quite a ways. I want the material to push upwards when this hook is riding with the hook point up. This is some tan calf tail. It's the base half of it, you know. Knock all the fuzz out of it. I'm going to measure it just right about right there. Go ahead and trim. And I'm going to tie it in on top of the hook. And you can see I'm getting it to point downward. Next comes a couple of grizzly feathers. We're going to tie those in on either side of the calf tail. And they're going to be about yay long. Tie one in on your side. Back and tie one on my side. These are splaying out. And next is a piece of one single strand of root beer crystal flash. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to bring it in on either side. Right alongside that. The last step in this process, This is a petite orange ice chenille. I'm going to tie it in right on top here. And we're going to palmer that forward. This represents the egg sac on a crab. Capture that. Put a couple more wraps to secure everything and whip finish that. So as you can see, we've got the core of the body done now. The idea is it rides with the lead down hooked up, and you can see the two little crab legs on the back and the flash. The rest of it is spinning deer hair, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Okay, we're on to the next step. I've tied in some Flymaster Plus again because it's a little bit stronger than the 6/0 that I used in the back here. I did, however, forget to glue. Need to put a good amount of glue right on top of this. Make sure that everything is locked down tight from the previous step. I've got my strip of natural deer. This is some good belly hair. I'm going to pull off a pretty sizable gob of the hair. I've got a pretty good gob here. Now, the most important thing that I can tell you about spinning hair is you've got to get all the fluff out of this. I have a poodle brush, and I'm just going to pull it through and get all that fluff out. On this particular step, we're going to stack it. I've got a Griffin Magnum size stacker. Put that hair in there. Give it a few good taps. Now I've got all my tips lined up. I want the tips to extend about halfway down the feathers, so somewhere right about there. I'm going to grab the material. I'm going to put 2 wraps of thread around it. Take another look. Now, the easiest way to make this spin is to push down right here and pull. Whoop. Okay. Put a couple of wraps of thread in front. And I'm going to put some glue in there. I'm going to get a second gob of the deer hair to spin. Again, pull all the fluff out of it with my brush. And I'm going to split this right down the middle. Now, I'm going to barber pole this 3 wraps forward. I'm going to bring the hair in, and I'm going to put 2 wraps of thread across. Okay, now again, all you have to do is push right there, push down firmly, and pull with your thread, and it'll spin right around the hook. Okay, pulling that hair back, put a few wraps of thread ahead of it, and I'm going to whip finish this again. As you can see, we've got a big gob of hair on here.